Hello, welcome back to Football United TV. I'm your host, Matt King. We are here with Dan, Arsenal fan, regular channel guest. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, I'm all right. I've had better days, but yeah, I'm okay.
Yeah, it was a strange one yesterday. Not only the Arsenal and Man City game, but the first game, Aston Villa versus Sheffield United. I don't know whether you heard about what happened in that game.
I was watching it, mate.
Yeah, so was I. What? I mean, I saw it and I was like, "That's gone in." Like, even from my view, what do you make of that?
Yeah, I agree with you, Matt. Like, I was watching it and thinking they didn't even need to go to Hawkeye. That's 100% a goal. I don't understand why the refs watch didn't vibrate. I don't understand why VAR couldn't have given that decision. But like Sheffield United, we denied 3 points yesterday from a clear goal. Like, the keeper's well over the line. He's clutching the post and he's got the ball to his chest. So, yeah, I mean that's not the best start, is it? The restart of the Premier League, and the first thing that happens, controversy. They can't even get and something as simple as Hawkeye, which has always been so reliable, and they couldn't. Apparently, it was. Oh no, maybe it's for VAR, but it was being obscured by the goalkeeper and the defender. But yeah, that was ridiculous. That was ridiculous. And aside from that, it wasn't the most interesting of games. I was watching it purely from a dream team perspective to see who of my dream team players got good points. Got 8 from Henderson, so there we go. You can goal there.
Well, it was good for you for that reason, and yeah, it was a very boring game actually. Apart from that, and it was nice to see him take the nil at the start of the game as well in both games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's bad for Sheffield United. They could have gone above Man United.
Yeah.
And they're pushing for Champions League. I mean, we'll say that back again because it just doesn't really sound like reality, does it? Sheffield United pushing for Champions League. But that really will, and it could, make a difference at the end. And I'm not really sure that they gave an apology, didn't they? Just saying, sorry to anybody this affects, I just don't know whether I'd be able to take that at the end of the season. I think there'll be people suing people maybe over this if it that really does get down to it. You look what happened with West Ham and Sheffield United, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. So it could be them again doing it. Yeah. What do you think?
I think maybe from obviously there'll be some frustration for Sheffield United, but maybe Chris Wilder feels like they've already felt like they're punching well above their station. Although I feel like even if I say they're punching well above their station, I'm doing them an injustice because actually throughout the season they've been consistent, they've been defensively solid, they've been interesting to watch. So yeah, look, there's still 10 more games for them. 10 more? Is it 10 more games? So you never know. It might not make a difference, but I mean it was also big for Villa as well. I mean Villa need all the points they can get, and to get a draw yesterday was good for them, but I don't know if they deserved it, really.
You don't think so?
I don't know. To be fair, Grealish is amazing to watch. They had that the guy that was playing up top was really putting pressure on the defence. But aside from that, I mean, I don't know. I don't know where maybe the best chances were for Villa, but Sheffield United kept more of the ball and they played much better football going forward. Where it looked like Villa were playing a lot of long ball, hit and hope, press on the defenders. But yeah, I literally turned around to my fiance and said, "Well, I'm glad the Premier League's back." And that was the start we get. It was a dull 0-0, really. Should have played Villa, Sheffield United, and Arsenal, Man City should never play it. Just give the points to City. Don't worry about actually playing the game because we all know Arsenal being Arsenal and their terrible record against top 6 teams. They won't away that is. They probably won't turn up. And we didn't really watching that game last night. All I could think was after the first half, I was like, I've not seen Willock get the ball, and Aubameyang barely touched the ball. And the first half, our best players looked like the goalkeeper, Bert Leno, and probably Nketiah was causing some troubles up top. Aside from that, no one really stood out. I don't think. Maybe Bellerin was good at times. I don't know. It's hard for me to go, oh, they had a good game because I can't really remember anyone doing anything apart from watching it nervously thinking, City are going to score in a minute. They're going to score in a minute. They're going to score in a minute. They're going to score in a minute. And the chances just kept coming. And really, Raheem Sterling should have scored an earlier one. And, you know, he got his goal just before half-time. I don't think the injuries helped. Then there's all this controversy about them getting a flight up so late just before the game. But then they're only on a plane 40 minutes. It's not like they're going to have jet lag, or not like jet lag, but their muscles shouldn't be cramping up or anything. But I don't know. Did you hear all about that? Them going up last minute?
I didn't hear anything about the plane, to be fair, or anything like that, or going up last minute. No. But I think going back on it, like you said, I think the only one that could sort of leave the pitch with the head held high would be Bernd Leno. Definitely the man of the match for Arsenal. But
and yet he still conceded 3 goals. But that says it could have been more. So
if it wasn't his fault for at least the first goal, we're going to be looking at David Luiz. Ooh, very controversial this, especially with him coming out after the game and talking to people on Sky Sports, basically coming out and apologising and saying it's to do with his future and the fact that Arteta wants him at the club. He wants to be at the club, but it seems that the board want to get rid. What do you think?
Well, hasn't he also been linked with a Portuguese team? I can't remember which one.
It'd be Benfica, right? Where he
might be, yeah. But I know he's got links with a Portuguese club. So we bought him. It's a 1-year contract with the option to extend. Oh look, Portuguese beer. So you throw me with a beer, mate. Where did you get Superboc from?
Now I'm going to give out another shout out to another thing. No, you can other shops and other beers are available. Spa down the road. You know where Spa is.
They got Superboc at Spa. Wow.
Yeah, Superboc banging. When I went to Portugal, it was everywhere. I'm pretty sure you knew that when you went out there. But yeah, we was going on to him possibly going back to Benfica.
Yeah. So how old is he now? 32, 33?
Yeah.
We've got. And you've got to look at Arsenal at the minute with the current crop of defenders we've got. I mean, the honest truth is, 1, we've got too many centre-backs, way too many. 2, they're all pretty average or below par. And 3, we've even got some coming back. So we've got Saliba coming back from France, Saint Etienne. So he's going to be back in the ranks next season. And he was like a big signing last summer, but we've not even seen him play, but good prospects about him. So I think he'll be 19 when he comes back. Then again, you can't put that much pressure on one centre-back and someone of that age. So you've got Saliba coming back, you've got Luiz, you've got Socrates, you've got Mustafi, you've got Holding, and Chambers. That's too many. Oh, and Mavropanos. And Mari, Pablo Mari, who played last night. 8 centre backs. You need 5 at a push. 5 at a push. So they need to get rid of some deadwood. If Luiz went, that's fine. He's not had a glistening Arsenal career. I think he scored 1 important goal against Bournemouth home game. I think me and my dad went to. And I would personally, I'd be moving on Mustafi without any hesitation. I'm sick to death of seeing him play for an Arsenal, wearing an Arsenal shirt. Socrates, I don't really know what to make of him. But then that leaves us just putting a lot of pressure on Saliba. To be fair, I've always thought maybe Holding could be that player, but he seems very injury prone. But I do like Rob Holding. But it seems a lot of dead wood. I'd say David Luiz coming on last night was probably a desperation move. Didn't pay off. No surprise there. And possibly that might have been his last appearance, but due to the squad still needing a bit of experience, we probably will see him play again. But I wasn't impressed with it. I mean, the first one's just clumsy and arguably lazy, and the second one, it's just classic. Like, yeah, you've been beaten. You don't need to put your hands on him because don't even foul him. If anything, concede the goal. We're 2-0 down. We've got 11 men. Okay, we're still in the game. Probably not to see. The minute we go down to 10 men, that's it. Done. The game is over.
I agree. You know what, I actually looked up Jonathan Woodgate's disastrous debut, and I was sort of trying to compare it
Oh
with
yeah.
doing what was worse. It wasn't as bad, okay, that's fair enough, but it reminded me of that. It was a terrible, terrible performance. Yeah, do you remember Jonathan Woodgate's debut for Real Madrid, the terrible one? And did it kind of remind you of that? It's seen as he come on as a substitute as well, which is
No, I don't. I'll be honest, Matt. I don't really remember Woodgate's debut for Real Madrid that well. I know it wasn't good. He scored an own goal, right? Scored 2 own goals, something bad.
an own goal and then got sent off. Yeah.
Scored an own goal, got sent off. Is it as bad as that? Might as well be. To be fair, at his age, you think he'd have learned not to make those kinds of errors, but he continually makes those kinds of errors. But it's also arguable, and this was a thing during the Wenger eras, that there is a lot of pressure on centre backs because of the lack of cover from defensive midfielders. Now, when Xhaka goes off, even though we've all scrutinised Xhaka, said he's not up to, he's not up to task, not the best player at times, he might give a line of cover that other players won't.
Yeah.
Guendouzi doing it with, it was Guendouzi and Ceballos ended up being the central defensive midfield pairing, but we both know that Ceballos just wants to drive forward. He's an attacking midfielder, and Guendouzi, I think, he's got a lot of promise, but he's still young and learning his trade. But then again, it's also that me saying that there's no defensive cover when Edison can ping balls like that from a goal kick and put people through almost in a one-on-one. Like Edison would be, a good outfield asset. He's superb. His distribution's amazing.
Can I say, yeah, the third goal, it took only 4 passes from the goal kick, and then they scored on the 5th kick. It just shows you how good they are, like how quick they can get the ball up to the other end, and that if you want to win leagues, you've got to be able to do that.
And also, Pep probably learning this from his days at Barcelona, his days at Munich, that your team just can't be always beautiful, intricate, ticky-tacky football that he's kind of developed over the years. Sometimes route one can be effective if you've got a keeper whose distribution is second to none. He is superb. And Edison is a superb goalkeeper. I'll tell you what, though, if I was a centre-back, I would not want him behind me, because we saw when he came out to claim that ball near the end, and he absolutely took out Eric Garcia, looked like he knocked him out cold. He just comes out things like an actual steam train. He's a great goalie, but he's probably got a screw loose as well.
We're hearing a lot of talk as well about Ozil and why he wasn't even on the bench. You gave your thoughts just before we come on. A lot of people angry, and I know that doesn't necessarily represent the whole fan base, but there seems to be a majority of Arsenal fans that are really annoyed about the fact that he's on 350,000 a week. He plays a lot of midnight, or is it Fortnite, whatever the game is he plays on PlayStation. He plays more than that than he does play for Arsenal. What do you make of all this, and what do you make of that decision to not even have him on the bench?
Like I said to you, Matt, I think Arteta's looked at the City away game and he's gone, well, I need players who are going to work hard and battle to get the ball back, because City, they're going to dominate possession. That is not Ozil's game at all. Never has been, never will be. So a part of me is like, well, then, maybe the decision is just leave him out of the squad and tell him that I want you for the next away fixture, which is Brighton away, because that's the sort of game I think you can thrive in. Then again, it's an away fixture, so we'll even turn up for that. Who knows? Ozil's situation is, it's got to be one of the most ridiculous situations. I mean, similar to, maybe it's not quite the same as Pogba. Pogba's kind of got the injury card, but, Pogba also clearly wants away. He wants away at United, from my perspective. So there's that lack of wanting to play. With Ozil, he's just been. The problem is Wenger pampered him for years. Then they gave him a contract maybe when they shouldn't have. But that time when they gave him a contract extension, they extended his contract. Really, maybe they should have been tying down Alexis and letting Ozil go on a free. I don't know. Hindsight.
It's
You
difficult.
couldn't. That winter break. If Arsenal had sold, it was Alexis went in that winter break, wasn't it, in January? If they'd have sold Alexis and Ozil, I think. Well, I don't know. I they wouldn't have got a lot of money for both of them, really. We didn't get any money for Alexis. We just got Mkhitaryan, who's in Italy playing for Roma. But I don't know. Like the club's still not being as well managed as it could be.
Yeah, because obviously Arsenal used to have a really good wage structure, didn't they, under Arsene Wenger? You didn't have players that were on so much money compared to every other team you were facing. So that just seems to be that it's pretty much lost, doesn't it, in the Arsenal, in the structure of Arsenal?
Structure, yeah, absolutely, and that I think Wenger had to adapt the way he paid players because otherwise players would just go to other clubs. Like, why would I go to Arsenal when they're not even the best team anymore? Why would I go to a club that's not even the best team in England anymore? We're not even title contenders anymore for such pittance money. So we had to change the wage structure because we weren't the force that we used to be. You could argue going to a club with lesser and take lesser pay if you think, well, we're more likely to win a championship trophy or contend in the cup. Yeah, that's fine because I as a footballer, as much as they want to make money, they want to win things. Whereas now, come to Arsenal and we'll pay you money. Like you're not going to win nothing here, though. I can't, mate. I think even if we think we're going to have a good FA Cup run, I know we're in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. We're not going to win that. City's still in it. Like we're here to play City. They just spank us like they did last night. Just be abysmal.
Looking on to Saturday against Brighton, what do you make going into that game after this result?
I think confidence is going to be shot. They'll have to assess a few injuries. Maybe, Xhaka might be fit. Do we need him? I don't know. We need someone who can sit in that DM role and not leave massive gaps. Guendouzi and Ceballos did an okay job yesterday. But, we need like last night watching Aubameyang, he didn't get any, he just didn't get the ball, at any point. He was always chasing stuff down, not creatively receiving the ball. So we need, an Ozil or, or maybe a Ceballos, someone who can be creative for the other players, get them in good positions. I want to see Pepe. Pepe better be playing against Brighton. I don't understand why he wasn't. Well, I sort of understand. I guess there's other players that are coming through the ranks that really proved themselves. But like Saka, again, I thought had pretty good games, been consistently one of our best players this season. I'd be surprised if he doesn't leave in the summer. Be really surprised.
So what's your predictions of the score then against Brighton?
I think Brighton, I don't know, mate. Probably a draw because it's away and we can't beat anyone. Probably a draw. But I'd like to see us win. But it's really hard to predict, Matt, because we've got no form to go on. But Arsenal, in the position they are, confidence is shot after that game. And it's another away fixture. We know Arsenal players don't like playing away from home. Not that it makes any difference in the minute because there's no crowds. I don't want to say I'll take a draw, but I will take a draw. Go on, Matt, sorry.
We have got a crowd. Sorry, I just wanted to get in just before you went off and I forgot what I was going to say. We have got kind of crowds, haven't we? If you've heard the sounds they're pumping out. It is just like FIFA as well. Like the ball hits the net, rolls away, and then they go, it's like late reaction, and I'm well, okay, I'll give you credit for trying, but what do you make of that anyway? Just before we finish up here,
that's right. Am I right in believing that that's just for if you're watching on Sky? That's not being played through the stadium. The players can't hear any of that, can they? So
I'm not sure. Actually,
I don't think so. I think that's just coming through Sky into your TV set. I'm pretty sure every time City scored last night, there was just a bit of one guy clapping on the bench, which is what it's normally like at the Etihad anyway. So no different.
Yeah, actually, you could have it with you could have a setting, couldn't you, where you could take off the sound.
You just had to switch channels. You had to either be on main event or Sports 1, and you could change it. But I chose to have the the crowd, just because, even though you can clearly see there's no one in the stadium. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, but the weird thing about it, Matt, last night is that, even though I'm rooting for Arsenal and I was hoping we'd get something, I'm also, because I play a lot of fantasy Premier League, I'm watching Aguero and KDB because they're in my teams. I'm like, I want them to do well. It's terrible. It's a double-edged sword.
You didn't get anything as well for Aguero, did you? Nearly.
Yeah, 6 points.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, like a goal. And he didn't get a goal. He nearly did.
You get an assist. Actually, I made a bit of an error. I played this thing you can play. It's called Triple Captain. I know I was going to play on a double game week, and I'm in an arm between KDB and Aguero. I went with Aguero. KDB would have cleaned up for me. He got like 22 points last night.
Well, Dan, thank you very much for coming on. I guess you might watch the game tomorrow, Spurs versus United, and hoping that Man United might win. Maybe.
Draw. I like. Draw will be all right.
You don't want to see Spurs lose, no? And especially seeing as you're like competing with them now to get even in Europa at the moment. That's how bad it is.
Well, I don't even think we're going to get into the European places this season. I think it's highly unlikely. Do I want Europa League again? Nope. I'm just like, it's been novel, but we're not even good enough to do well in the Europa League. Like, so let's go back to like, when Liverpool had a season out of European football and when Chelsea had a season out of European football, let's hope Arsenal finish 8th. That'll keep us out of it, won't it? Yeah, something like that. 7th, 8th. And maybe, actually, let's just stay 9th and we'll finish in the top half of the table and go, well, that was a terrible year. Like the Bruce Rioch year, but the year after Bruce Rioch, Wenger, and then history.
Like that. Dan, thank you very much for joining us today, and everybody else for viewing. Please do subscribe, share, and like. We've been boosting up on subscribers every couple of days. You know what I mean? We get 1 or 2. That's very well done to you all. Yeah, we're trying our hardest. Remember, it's absolutely free. I always get this question. People go, "Oh, I don't like paying for subscriptions." Like, you don't have to pay. It's cool. It's cool. Like, I'd never ask for the money.
Free.
Absolutely free. And thank you everybody for the support. You too, Dan. Lovely shirt too. Look at my hair, mate. Oh God, I need a haircut.
Hey, what is this? Who am I?
I don't know. Cross between, I don't know, maybe a 90s rocker and Jesus.
Yeah, 90s Jesus.
Yeah. 90s. An Arsenal Jesus. There you go. They definitely need a Jesus right now. They need someone. Praise the Lord. Dan, thank you very much, everybody.
Cheers, Matt.
Bye-bye.